3 effective ways to find your next flip that nobody uses. What's going on, everybody? It's Jamel Gibbs, your family-oriented entrepreneur. Welcome to another video. So in this video, I want to share 3 ways to find your next deal. Whether you're doing a fix and flip, maybe it's a fix and rent, whatever the case may be. I'm going to show you unconventional ways which lowers your competition, but they allow you to find some great deals. Now, you're not going to get a tsunami of deals coming in from these particular tactics, but you will get highly profitable deals continuously. And again, the best part about this whole thing is the competition is minimal because of the strategies that we use. So the first way to find your next flip is simply by using your contractors. Let me give you an example. 5 days ago, my contractor received a phone call from somebody who wanted some work done on the property. They just wanted an estimate on the property. Now, my contractor is not in the real estate business. He's in the fixing business. He's a contractor. But the homeowner inherited this property a month ago. His father died. He received this property. He didn't want the property anymore because he wanted to move to the Midwest and he needed the cash to be able to leave. Now, here's a picture of that house. My contractor contacted me immediately. I was actually in a diner having some lunch with my wife and my kids. I said, look, we got to go. There's a property for sale. We went to the property. We looked at it and I made him a fair offer. He accepted it because he was looking to sell. He was desperate. Although he invited my contractor into the house to be able to see what work needed to be done, his end goal was to sell the property. Now, here's the deal. He was asking $175,000 for this house. I got him to accept $135,000 right off the bat, and he took it. It's a great deal. It's a $250,000 house. We're probably going to put $20,000 into it, and we'll make a great profit on this house. I can keep it or I can flip it and make some good money. Either way, it's a great deal. But I would have never received this deal if my contractor didn't contact me about it. Always remind your team members, especially your contractors, that in order for them to stay in business, in order for you to keep making money together, if they come across any properties, they can feel free to contact you about that property. Use your contractors in order to make money. So that's the first unconventional but effective, non-competitive way for you to find deals right now. The second strategy that we use, actually a pretty popular strategy when you do it on a grand scale, bandit signs. A bandit sign, for those of you who don't know, is basically a sign that you might see on the side of the road. Is a yard sign, right? You see these "We Buy Houses" signs when you're driving around your city. You see them up on poles and things like that. The problem with bandit signs are most municipalities have an issue with them. They want you to take down these bandit signs. I remember years ago, we used to put out signs all the time, right? Until our city started cracking down on the signs. One time we received a fine from the city of Winston-Salem. I received a fine from the city in the amount of $20,000. What they did was they basically charged me $100 per sign. Now, naturally, we were able to get that fine thrown away. Really, all they wanted was for us to pick up the signs. But the point is, the city started cracking down on it. Since then, I honestly haven't been putting out signs. What I have been doing is putting signs on my properties. So whether I have a fix and flip going, a fix and rent going, or a regular rental property, I stick a yard sign, a "We Buy Houses" sign right in front of the property. Now, I get my signs set up in a way where you have the print on one side and the other, and I face it so that whether you're driving on either side of the street, you can see the sign and my phone number. And you know what that does? That accumulates a bunch of calls right in the local area. So this is just another effective way for me to get a bunch of phone calls, especially in the vicinity of a property that I already own or I'm flipping. I want to definitely reach into those neighborhoods in order to get phone calls. This is the best way to do it because people call on these signs and they're driving up and down these streets all the time. And if they happen to be driving down the street where my property is located, I can get the call and get another property, maybe a couple houses down or within the vicinity. Now, what bandit sign company do I use? I'll recommend one. I'll link it in the description box of this video. Be sure to order those signs. I get the 18x24 corrugated plastic signs. I keep it really simple. They're yellow and black, and they have my phone number. It says "We Buy Houses" with my phone number at the bottom. I don't get fancy. The fancier the sign, the less calls I get. I've split tested this. Keep your signs simple. Put them where they're legitimately going to get you calls, and you're not going to have legal issues with the municipality, meaning put them on your property and you can keep them there forever. It's going to continue to generate calls for you for a very long period of time, as long as you have the sign up right in the area where you're farming for more deals. The third strategy, the guerrilla marketing tactic to this whole thing. So the first two strategies, I don't necessarily consider those to be guerrilla marketing tactics. I consider those to be referral based and vicinity based. This third strategy is a strategy that you can use. It takes on a guerrilla marketing approach, but it's still localized to a specific area. And that's sending postcards to the area where the property is located. I honestly have never seen anybody do this, but we've been doing it for a long time and we find consistent deals because of it. What we typically do, let's say we find a property, right? And we have this property, we're rehabbing it or we're renting it or whatever the case may be. We'll send a personalized letter, or it comes across as personalized, but it's really mass generated, but a personalized letter to every single house in the neighborhoods where we're buying the property or wherever we recently purchased that property. The easiest way to do this is simply to pull a zip code. So rather than doing a 10,000 postcard mailer or 5,000 or whatever the case may be, rather than doing this mass mailer, we localize it to a certain vicinity where we actually purchased a house, and we let people know, hey, we just paid cash for 123 Main Street. We would like to make you an offer on your property as well. If you're interested, call us back. That's just a generic message that we send. Just to give you an example, we might switch it up a little bit, but the whole point is we send to a localized vicinity. We stick to the areas where we buy, and we just become well known in those particular areas. And as we grow, obviously we have scalability because we can scale out. We might find other areas. So maybe we add a second zip code, a third zip code, a fourth. That's how we scale the business from that point out. But it all starts with one. And this is great for a beginner because most people don't have that huge marketing budget that they can actually use in order to be able to find deals or send out thousands of postcards and find deals that way. But a lot of people getting started in a business can send a small mailer to a local vicinity and be able to find deals. Let me show you exactly how we use Investor Deal Pro, which is my software, in order to be able to find deals. So I'm going to use this auction property that I recently purchased and I've been putting out content on as an example. So it's 513 Loudermilk Street in Greensboro, right? So I know that that zip code is 27401. So all I want to do is take 27401. Let me just go back for a second. And let's just paste in 20401, which is the zip code that that property is located in. And as you can see, there's 5,798 properties in that area. So I can choose to send out 5,798 postcards, which will basically hit everybody in the area. But let's just say I'm a beginner. Let's say that I don't have a huge budget. What else can I do? I can narrow it down to the very property, the very type of property that I want to send to, and then take it from there. An example of that would be, let's say that Loudermilk is a 3-bedroom house, 1 bath, right? I just put 3-bedroom, 1 bath. You can see it came down to 3,196. I know that Loudermilk is 1,200 square feet. So let's just say everything from 1,000 square feet to 1,300 square feet. And that narrows it down to 1,267, right? Say I wanted to stick to a certain property value. Say that I wanted to stick to, I know Loudermilk was built in 1949. Say 1949 to 1999, let's just say. And that number is going to drop even more, 777. So you can see I can just play around with the numbers to go to the very type of property that I'm looking for. And then I can send to 777 people versus 6,000. So you narrow it down. You start there to the type of property that you've recently purchased. And then in your message, you can say, look, I just bought 123 Main Street or Loudermilk Street for $75,000 in cash. I would love to make you an offer on your property. It's a very similar property to what I own. If you're interested in selling, please give me a call, right? And then you can start getting your phone ringing. Now, don't expect a ton of phone calls from that, but you never know. The whole point is this is a small enough budget for you to be able to get started, to stick to over a long period of time. Then as you pick up more properties, you expand it out. So maybe you go from, let's say, 1949 to 1999. Maybe you take off the year built, or maybe you open up the square foot, or maybe you add 2 bedrooms and 3 bedrooms in there, or whatever the case may be. You expand it. Then you expand it out even more, and you just keep going and going and going. That's how you grow your real estate business. So use these 3 strategies. These are 3 things that people, investors that I know have never really spoken about, but they're really, really effective in finding non-competitive deals, off-market deals that will put a lot of money in your pockets. Number 1, use your contractors. That's a referral-based lead, right? You can even offer your contractor an extra $500 when you close the deal if they continue to find you deals, right? So use your contractors, use Bandit Signs effectively, all right? You can do the mass media Bandit sign hanging all across the city stuff if you want to, but to be honest with you, they're much more effective when the city can't tell you to take them down because you're posting them on your properties. And you'll get way more phone calls, okay, from serious people who seriously want to sell in the vicinity of the properties that you're purchasing. And then the third way is just to narrow down your direct mail approach to the very vicinity, the zip code even that you're focusing in, that you're buying in. And then as you grow your real estate business, you can continue to expand to the other zip codes from that point forward. But start small, get some more deals, get more houses in those zip codes that you're buying in, and then expand out from there. So use these 3 strategies. I hope you found them effective. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, click the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one.